You told me we took advantage of your husband, and I bought this from your late husband. Obviously, Mr. Micah, he was in pre-foreclosure. The bank was trying to take the house, right? So
Not really.
no, he was. He absolutely was. I had to pay arrears to buy this house, so he was in pre-foreclosure. So now the house, I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what's your understanding of the transaction, but the house really is on my company name, not on Micah's name. It's only the loan that's still on his name. I think this is probably the second time you told me we took advantage of your husband. So I would really love to understand what's your understanding of this whole transaction, because
You still didn't get him out the house, or he's still in there, the situation?
well, he already went to the bank and paid the arrears, so that gives him time to figure out, because he has old parents in that house too. He has to relocate them and things like that. He even just sent me some of the extra money he's gonna go on Monday and deposit. So he already walked into the bank and gave them like $14,000 or $15,000. So those arrears should be already taken care of. Um, so I don't know what kind of letters you're getting right now, but
Saying that there's a hole in inside the bedroom and the roof that's leaking.
yeah, but all of those things falls basically on my hands, because I'm the one who's foreclosing on the home. So when I bought this from your late husband, obviously Mr. Micah, he was in pre-foreclosure. The bank was trying to take the house, right? So
Not really.
no, he was. He absolutely was. I had to pay arrears to buy this house. So he was in pre-foreclosure when we bought it. So now the house, I don't, that's what I'm saying. I don't know what's your understanding of the transaction, but the house really is on my company name, not on Micah's name. It's only the loan that's still on his name. So all those roof leaks or whatever, I'm the one who's dealing with that headache. I've already spent probably $18,000 just to get the house title back to my company name, because I had given it. So the guy, just so you know, the guy that is there. So when I stopped the foreclosure with your husband and bought it,
But it was a guy that you put in, correct?
yeah. So this guy, the reason I put him in is because he wanted to buy this home for his elderly parents, but they cannot go and qualify through the banks. And so what sometimes we do is we have a list of people that it's not like they don't have the income, but they just cannot go through the bank because they don't have credit and things like that. But they do want home ownership. So he wanted to buy it for his elderly parents who are living in that house. And he gave us a down payment. So I financed him the home after I bought it. And what happens with he has a car dealership. So I guess the business slowed down and everything. So he fell behind. So okay, now I had to go through a legal process to take the house back, because I gave him obviously enough time to get caught up. The same way the bank was trying to do with your husband when I bought it. I got the title back. I've spent the money, got the title back. But now he went into the bank and paid the bank the arrears that he was behind on. I think it was like $15,000. And he's looking to relocate his parents, so the house, because in order for me to sell it, I'll either have to fix it or assess the inside and see if I can sell it as is, or give him a chance to just cash me out on it if he can get his own loan. Like, these are the options I'm giving him. But any issues on that house is really falling on my company, not on you. So what is your big worry on this, about this house, really?
Well, I know keep getting the statements, but and I'm sending them to you. So that's the only, my main concern. And I know you say
Yeah. We've changed the address like 3 different times, because I think they've already locked the account. But if you were able to log in, you would see that we did put our business mailing address. So I don't know why they're still sending it to you. Maybe because you remember last time how you walked into the bank and had your late husband's accounts closed, I think, at some point. Okay, I remember at the time they did ask you what you're gonna do with the property, right? Because they thought he still owned it. That's probably
Do you get any statements then?
Yeah, that's what at first they were sending it to us. Even the text messages or calls, I was the one getting it because when I bought it from your husband, he gave me his logins, his social security, everything. So we logged in and changed the information, phone number, email, mailing address. That was coming to us. Is after you went to the bank that they restarted sending it to you. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. But if you read the statements, if you pay attention, one of the statements that you sent me, you're gonna see that they're showing that somebody walked in and gave them $15,000 to get caught up on those arrears, which is the guy that is Nistor. His name is Nistor. He's the one who's living in right now, right? So he's working it out. I'm not giving him no breaks because right now I got the title back on my company name. I can literally evict him if I wanted to. But that's not, I'm not in the business of putting his elderly parents on the streets either. I'm trying to help him find something. Jail is actually working for him to see if they can qualify for an apartment. That's what I'm working on. But really, after the leave, all of those things, if anything need to be fixed or whatever, you don't have to worry about it. Really is my expenses. And
You said it. Oh,
yeah, so yeah. So we really didn't, take advantage of at least on my end. I mean, I didn't know your husband personally, obviously. He came with Jael and Stacy. All I know is he was in pre-foreclosure and we had to do something. That's all I knew, right? So at the time, that's why even Wells Fargo, when you went to Wells Fargo, they called me.
mhm.
Okay, they called me, they asked me, hey, Mama, do you guys bought this property? Send us the legal documents that you actually did buy the property. You did pay the pre-foreclosure fees before you bought it. So I sent them everything. I sent them the whole title, documents from Michael Gross, who's the attorney there. And they never called me back since. So there was really the only issue is when this guy started defaulting because he lost his business. But that was a headache on my end because of all the expenses I've incurred already, right? That's what I'm trying to recoup. He owed me about $40,000 right now in this house. All right. So I'm pushing for it. It's not like trust me, I'm breathing on his neck. So it's either one, he's gonna go get his own loan and cash it completely out so your husband is no longer even linked to the loan. Or number two, he's going to get his elderly parents out and then he gets out too, and then we sell the house. Is one of the two choices he has right now. And he's working on it. Yeah. So the only thing
Look at or anything, correct?
Jael was supposed to go twice. I don't think she was able to make it, but no, we haven't been there for a minute. Because I don't live in Maryland anymore. I've moved out a long time ago.
Right,
But
right.
I doubt that they took care of the house. And the reason I'm saying that is because they're from a certain uh background, which I'm not gonna say here, but they're not known for taking care of properties, right? But again, remember he's the one losing, right? And the reason I'm saying that is because if I get him out and he's not able to get his own loan, then he's losing on all the. It's funny, I'm talking to you and he's calling me right now. He's the one who's losing because he gave me a big down payment for me to finance him this house after I bought it, right? So right now, if he doesn't, technically, if he were to get caught up and then sell it after he pay off the loan, whatever is on top of that, the equity is his. But if I get him out, he loses all of that, and he knows it. That's why he's really working right now to make sure everything is paid. Because I did send him the proof that my attorney has put the deed back to my company name, and that put a lot of pressure on him. That's why he walked into the bank and gave them that 15 grand. So whatever statement you receive, you can keep sending it to me. But I'm really working on getting rid of it. So as I told you, once we're done with everything, I promise to come back to you and let you know. It's because I don't have any specific updates to give. That's why I haven't called you.
Right, okay.
Yeah. All right, guys. This is a homeowner. This is the reason why when you do pre-foreclosure transactions and you close on it, specifically if your exit strategy is, strategies where you finance people the property, which is what I've done on this one. I financed the property to a family, and I bought it subject to. Meaning the loan. So her husband at the time when I bought this property, she wasn't even married with him. They got married later after I closed on this property. But when I bought the property, he was in pre-foreclosure. got caught up on the loan, but I convinced him the principal on that VA loan to leave it in place on his name and credit, and they would transfer title. So I own the property, but the loan's still on his name. And what happened is when we closed, he passed away a few months after they got married. He passed away. So when he passed away, is very unfortunate because this lady, she's really sweet. She is nice, but she called me out of the blue because at the time when I was buying this property, we actually met. We met on site when I went to, I think it was to get the key or to do a walkthrough to see the condition of the property. I got I got to speak with her. So when he passed away, she called me, and instead of, I don't know if she was going through financial issues, to be honest, but what she said is, Mamadou, if you don't give me $5,000, I am going to call Wells Fargo, because Wells Fargo is the lender on the underlying loan, and I will tell them that you bought this property subject to. What she's trying to say is, you probably done something illegal, which is buying the property and not paying off the loan and transferring title subject to is absolutely not legal, is absolutely not illegal, guys. Sorry, it's absolutely not illegal. It's an absolute legal transaction. It's actually, this kind of transaction is older than the US Constitution, literally. It came from England, right? So and everything went through a title company. Everything went through a title attorney. I have title insurance. Everything is legal. There was a contract in place, and her husband was in pre-foreclosure. We got caught up on the loan and saved him out of foreclosure. The reason I bought it this way is because, one, he wanted to close super fast. Two, I wasn't trying to buy it cash or walk into a bank and qualify for a loan at the time because my strategy in the back end was not to flip it. I wasn't trying to sell it. So when she called me and she said, hey, if you don't give me $5,000, I am going to call Wells Fargo and let them know that you bought my late husband's property subject to, because she knows one of the things that we do, guys, not only the paperwork, when you're doing a real estate transaction, the paperwork better be super rock solid. You want to project yourself 5 years from now, 10 years from now, whatever. This property, I've owned it for 3 or 4 years, and you see how things can come up later. So the paperwork was rock solid, meaning full disclosures. So the owner, when he signs, there is a clause that obviously is a bunch of clauses, but one of them says he does understand that it stays on his credit. He does understand that we're not cashing out the loan. He does understand that in case, hypothetically, in case the buyer's company or whatever goes into default or goes into bankruptcy, his credit is the one that will get shot and he's potentially liable. He understands all of that on top of us explaining, right, how we handle these situations in the back end, because typically when you get into this kind of deals, you bring money to the table, you have skin in the game. So it's not like in the back end somebody's just looking to let these properties just forgo and not do anything about it. Right now, you never know, right, in life. But that's number one. Number two, disclosures. What I mean by disclosures is, even when we communicated with the homeowners, we explain exactly how the transaction works, the mechanics, how legal it is, how the mechanic work with the title company and the title attorney. And then in the back end, in case there is an issue, because there is a clause in every loan that you take that says due on sale. There is a clause known as the due on sale. What that means is, when you sell a home, the note is due, technically the whole note, but that's not a must, right? Is an option that the bank has. They can call it. So in a hypothetical scenario, when she called me, she could walk into the bank, tell them, hey, he bought the property subject to, and the lender can look at it and go, oh, now the property is owned by Mamadou's company. We haven't lended Mamadou, right? We didn't check his credit. We didn't check his income. He's not a veteran. We didn't give him a VA loan. And they can technically call the note due, call it due, saying pay it off now at once. Obviously, they have to go through the legal process of trying to take over the property if I don't pay it off, or refinance it or sell it. Those are the options, right? Refinance it, sell it, right? Or I can even quick claim it to the homeowner. I can sell it back to the homeowner and then retransfer it to me without transferring title this time, and it solves the issue. There's a couple of different scenarios, but we tell this to the homeowner. Literally, this is me telling the homeowner how we solve that issue. So they're even aware of the potential due on sale. So imagine if we hadn't done all those full-on disclosures, and now her calling me saying, hey, give me $5,000. If not, I'm going to call the lender. And my answer sincerely was, listen, if you want Wells Fargo's number, I'd be more than happy to give you Wells Fargo's number. You can call them all you want. It's a legal transaction. We've bought this property. We have all the legal paperwork, whatever. And if worst case scenario, because the property has equity, the lender goes, hey, Mamadou, we don't know you. We still want the note due, even though you showed us all the paperwork that proves that you bought this property in a legal way. We still want you to cash out the loan, which they can. They have the right to do so. At that point, all I would have done, because he has equity, is either one, list it on the market, or just go through a refinance, a refi property, because this refi process, because this property has equity. But she went to them. Wells Fargo called me, or one of their employees. When I got the call, they asked me, and I told them yes, I bought the property, sent them the paperwork, and never heard from them again 2 years later. I literally emailed them everything. And so, guys, you want to make sure when you do this kind of transactions, especially when you're dealing with pre-foreclosure sellers, remember these are sellers that are in high stress, high distress. So when you're dealing with them, full disclosures on paperwork and verbally, and make sure everything is documented. And one of the best advices, my attorney Michael Gross, actually I might link the full interview that I did with him on subject tools being legal below. I did a whole interview with him, about an hour. And he's been doing this for 30 plus years or 40 plus years, right? He gave me an advice. He said, Mamadou, every single time you do a real estate transaction, right? Or any transaction, I want you to picture yourself virtually in front of a judge, and and the judge is asking you questions, and ask yourself, if that happens later because of something that happens within this transaction that you've done 5 years ago, did you do everything you can to put 98 to 99 point to 99% odds on your side, on your favor, when it comes to the way you did things? Literally, that's the best advice I've ever gotten from him. So guys, it's one of the best things you can get on your team as well. He's a great attorney when it comes to these real estate transactions, guys. Again, remember, do not touch the subject to deals if they don't have equity. Stay away from the low equity bullshit. Trust me, a bunch of newbies in negative debt because of the low equity. If the property don't have equity, don't touch it. Don't break that golden rule. Do not make that mistakes. I don't care what your favorite guru says online, guys. I'll see you guys on the next video. Boom, boom, boom.